Hey, Taylor Rapp here from the LA Rams. Shout out to Steve Taylor, the real sports guy, and the honorary Ram. When Steve's talks sports, you better listen. Thanks, Steve from the Rams, for your continued support and love.
Thanks for watching Keeping It Real Sports.
Yes, sir. Rock Yassin, keeping it real sports.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, man.
With Prince Bell, we rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about the game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Save your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA, game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning, NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Guy on the go. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
The Monday edition. It is Reaction Monday, and trust me, we're not gonna overreact. Boy, I got a big one planned for you today. Major League Baseball playoffs are heating up, and it's in full form. We're gonna talk about that Game 7, and it looks like the American League, the National League Series is gonna go to Game 7s. So we're gonna talk Game 7s. Man, we're gonna look back. We're gonna talk about NFL. Talk about things that happened yesterday. We're gonna put a bow on everything that went down, and we're gonna go back to Saturday. Talk about those big games, those pick 3 games, a game of the week. Give you, man, insight on how I might see things coming up in this week's college poll. And then, of course, it's Monday Night Football, but we're going to give you an extra one tonight. Tomorrow tips off the new basketball season. So we're going to give you the preview to that and give you 5 things that we think to look forward to into next year. But first, you know how I do it, man. I always got to do what's hot off the press. And let's see what's hot off of the Keeping It Real Sports Press. Start talking about last week. I was talking about big brands, and I was talking about why Micah Parsons would go on to say, why are the Cowboys judged on a different platform, on a different level, so to speak? Well, Micah Parsons, you know, I got a little bit of pushback of some of your fans. So first, let's go back and see exactly what Micah said and what forced me to talk about big brands.
So why is it that we are just scrubs and we're nobodies that don't deserve to be on the field and we're just all talk? But there's 100 excuses for these other teams. If y'all just want to hate Cowboys Nation, just say y'all hate Cowboys Nation. I'm tired of people trashing my quarterback. I'm tired of people trashing my team. And that's why I had nothing to say to the me this week. You want to hear me talk? Come to hear me talk on The Edge Monday.
We hear you, Micah, but see, the reason that you're judged on a different level is because of big brands, because big brands matter, Micah. Let's look at NFL big brands. What's the biggest brand, Micah Parsons? That would be your Dallas Cowboys. See, to be a big brand, you have to be judged as a big brand. Therefore, consequently, you big brands deliver. See, the reason that you're so incensed, should I say, about what we, the media, is saying about you and the Cowboys is because you haven't been delivering. Let's look at college football. big brands has done nothing but won national championships. And if you see the big brand that's missing there, people, it's Michigan. Because yes, see, sometimes big brands will fool you, but these big brands deliver. And we're talking about delivering, Michael Parsons. You have to be able to deliver. Kind of like we saw Myles Garrett deliver. But we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Or even another guy that's always not talked about, T.J. Watt. Those are big brands that deliver, Michael Parsons. We expect you and your quarterback to deliver. That's what I'm saying. And more on that, man, I want to go inside and bring in my good friend Dale Parker and talk more about big brands. Dale Parker, what got me to thinking about big brands was in particular this Saturday when I saw the big brands start to step up, man. And every now and then you get pretenders that come into that. Pretenders kind of like Washington, USC, kind of like Oregon, those kind of guys. Those aren't the big brands I'm talking about. I'm talking about the big brands that deliver. Like Georgia delivers. You can say what you want about Alabama, but they deliver. You know, the Ohio State Buckeyes, they deliver. You know, when Clemson is at its roost, they deliver. Big brands matter, you know, and guys like Michael Parsons, y'all got to figure that out, man.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Good, man. Great.
Thanks for having me on again. Yeah, you can't be a big brand and not come up big. You know, the Cowboys haven't won anything since the last Super Bowl 26, 27 years ago. Right, you know, right. And the reason why they come down on Dak is because when it's time to show up in the big games, Dak shrinks.
Yeah.
He can be counted on to throw a couple interceptions. So you can't be the big brand and expect not to get all of the hate that comes your way. And a lot of it is really not a hate. It's just actually telling the truth and the facts of what is going on the field. Now, a lot of people hate they don't hate the Cowboys. They hate the Cowboy fans. And that's what you have to keep it real. The Cowboys could go 1-16, and their fans would say, next year we win in the Super Bowl, as soon as the season opens.
Right. I mean, like, even in the win that I saw that you had against the Chargers, your last win, what I saw was 11 penalties. See, 11 penalties is what got you booted out of playoffs last year. Man, right. I'm seeing a lot of the same, man. And that's all we're saying, bro. Man, let's just keep it real, man. That's kind of what we tend to do here, man.
Very undisciplined.
Very much so, man. So there you go, man. That's my big brands, man. I tell you what else is big, Dale Parker. Right now, Game 7. Let's talk about. Dale Parker, the Texas two-step is underway, and it is starting to heat up. As we talked about, man, how the road teams have been dominant in this whole series, man. We've seen the road teams continue to be dominant. We've seen dust-ups. We've seen threats. We've seen bench-clearing brawls. We've seen future Hall of Famers show up to the set. And what we saw in Game 6 was the Texas Rangers continuing the road team domination in this series, man. The question is, can Houston win a damn home game?
Well, the answer to that is it depends on which Max Scherzer shows up today. Because if the Max Scherzer that showed up in Game 3, you can forget it. Yeah. You know, he has to be the bulldog that he claims that he is. You know, I know he's coming off injury. Maybe he was a little rusty that first game. Couldn't get his breaking ball to work. But he's going to have to bring it now. But here's my first question I want to ask you. You think they're going to hit Garcia with the first pitch?
Yeah, because he was the man. He was the man in the last one. Well,
with the grand slam.
Hey, look, and for the record, Dusty, y'all meant to hit him. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Man.
no doubt.
You don't walk off like he walked off and not get hit the next pitch. Like that's
Right.
what happened. So okay, so let's clear that up. But I tell you what, he was the big guy, man. In the last one, man, the thing that Houston has going for them, man, is that even though they haven't played well at home, when they've had to, they've clinched this thing out, man. Man, and man, I expect them to do it, man. I think Houston will win it.
Yeah, I got Houston winning it too. Altuve is gonna show up again, and so will Alvarez. So they'll show up big, and I'm hoping for that Scherzer can surprise me and shut them down. But
Right.
Texas will have to, in order for Texas to win this game, they're going to have to score at least 6 runs.
Yeah, they're going to have to put up some. They're going to have to put some up. They're going to have to put some up, man. I'm telling you who's putting them up right now, man. Right now, it's the D-backs. The D-backs have found their footing, man, after being, man, outclassed in the first couple. But the D-backs had something to win, to talk about in a couple of walk-off affairs, man, close affairs that they found their way to win. But Game 5, man, we saw the Phillies power past the D-backs, man. Look, we're getting more of the same in game that we got in Game 3. Looks like we're gonna get a Game 7 in this one, man. They got to Nola early, and I didn't see that one coming.
I didn't either. The way he's been pitching, over the last month or so, and especially since the playoffs started, he's been on top of his game. But hey, picked a bad time to have an off game. I know it wasn't what he wanted.
A bad inning. It was a bad inning. It was a 3-run second inning, man. They got to, and they've added one on since. It's 4-1 as we speak right now. But man, he has been their catalyst thus far, man. And it's gonna be interesting to see about this one, because the D-backs have shown us that they ain't scared at all, man.
Not at all. Not at all.
Hey, Dale Parker, we did our pick 6, man, in the NFL, man. Hey, man, NFL storylines are up. Hey, Adam, let's talk about them. So as we recap yesterday, Dale Parker, I was 500 yesterday, which is not bad. It's not bad, but man, to sports guy standards, it's not what I'm looking for, man. I want to be more like I was last week, man. But man, as I look at it, 26, 29, and 13 on the season, not bad. It's a winning record, man. Let's look back at some of what I had and what we talked about in our pick 6, and we start with the game of the day. This was my lock of the week, Dale Parker. I just knew that the Kansas City Chiefs, man, would show up and show out, man. They did just that, man. I mean, a record offensive performance in that first half, man. Mahomes threw for 321 yards in the first half. He threw for 3 touchdowns in the first half, 424 yards overall. Travis Kelce had a record day. He went for 12 catches, 179 yards, man. And as long as Taylor Swift keeps showing up, that dude keeps showing out.
Yeah, what can you say? It's the Kansas City Chiefs and what they've done since Patrick Mahomes have been there. They go out, they lose a few receivers, and he's going to look to Kelce, 12 to 15 targets a game, and for whatever reason, you just can't stop him. And on the other side, you got a coach who's, defensive-minded coach, and he's yet to come up with a way to slow Kelce down. They've won one game since him and the quarterback, whose name is slipping my mind right now, have been there. So I just don't see them, getting anything done. They got the players, but they just need somebody. They need new leadership over there. It
wasn't a good look at all, man. And let me tell you, speaking of not good looks, man, was the officiating in yesterday's football games, and I'm gonna start with this one, man. Even though Myles Garrett dominated in the Browns, man, Kareem Hunt, Myles Garrett in particular, flexed their muscles. P.J. Walker, man, he relied on true grit to come in place of Deshaun Watson. We'll talk about him in a second, man. And then the strong leg of Dustin Hopkins, man. Man, Cleveland did everything they could do to Cleveland that game away, man. And them guys just wasn't gonna have it at all, man. They showed up and they showed out. That defense, man, was remarkable. Man, Myles Garrett did stuff that I've never seen a man do playing football, man. This man is remarkable, man. And then the hosing, though, at the end of the game by the officials, and not one bad call, but two bad calls, man, because the Colts put up the fight, man. They should have had a chance to win this game, man.
Yeah, the Colts had them. They had them on the rope. When I looked at the game, and I'm like, Cleveland is really on a high, and they hadn't really come down from beating San Fran last week, because to give up 38 points to the Colts, not that the Colts are a bad team in the Gardner Minshew, but, you just shut San Francisco down the week before. Now you come back and you allow 38. But, man, yeah, as much as I wanted Cleveland to win that game just as a homer, it's the officiating, man. Something is wrong. And I hate the fact that after a game, everybody has to answer questions but the officials.
Exactly. And which brings me to the next game, Dale Parker. And I'm sure you knew that I would get to this one. Okay, I'm sure. Okay, the Rams wasted another opportunity to win consecutive games, falling to the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-17. Puka Nacua had a big day. He had 154 yards, eight catches, 154 yards. But the Rams haven't won 2 games in a row since early 22. Hey, man, and it's just hard to believe that they haven't won 2 in a row. But Dale Parker, it's hard to win when you are that far from a damn first down and they give you the first down. Man, that was a fourth. That was giving the ball back to the Rams with 2 minutes to go in the game. At least give them a chance to win it. If they don't win it, oh, well, we got something else to talk about, man. But damn, that is horrible.
Absolutely unexcusable. Ray Charles could see that man wasn't anywhere close to the first down. And they came up and where they spotted that ball and stretched those chains out. I'm like, oh, it makes you wonder. I've always wondered, Steve, how can everybody in the world be objective and not have a favorite team besides a referee?
Yeah. Great point.
And I understand they don't bet on the game, so it's not about money being, but you can't tell me you don't have favorites and teams that you don't like. If I was a referee, there would be some calls, there would be some questionable calls that I probably would make against teams that I didn't like. But you gotta, like I said a minute ago, you gotta get them in front of a microphone at the end of the game
and make them, man, accountable. Make them accountable. Make them answer the same questions that the coach gotta answer.
Right. And all the players.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. That is real talk. But man, another game, man, that we got right, Dale Parker, man, the Ravens, and oh boy, did you see that coming? I mean, my goodness. The Lions were they were completely anemic on offense, on defense as well, man. The defense allowed touchdowns on the Ravens' first 4 drives. The offense failed to earn a first down until it was already 28-0. It was a stark departure from the previous performances that we've become accustomed to from the Detroit Lions, who entered the game with a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense, man. Lamar Jackson was marvelous, man. He had 357 yards, a 4-touchdown performance against the Lions, man. And Dan Campbell says, man, we kind of made it easy for Lamar. Really, Dan? Really? It's hard. It's just hard. It's hard to even fathom, man. Tell you what else was hard to fathom, man, was the big game that we talked about, man. The game of the day, man, which was the Dolphins, man, against the Eagles, man. The Eagles put together a complete performance, broke a tie late in the third quarter with 14 unanswered points and way to a 31-17 win over the Dolphins in the first of 2 Kelly Green games. And I tell you what, Dale Parker, I like the Kelly Green jerseys. Man, they need to get back to those.
Kelly Green jerseys are nice. That was a very good competitive game. Dolphins got off to a slow start, got it going, in the second half. Couple questionable calls that weren't made in that game. Philly had no penalties the whole game, which I find hard to believe, but the face mask that they didn't call on one of the wide receivers, and then when Tua threw the interception early in the fourth quarter, you could clearly see that Mostert was grabbed by the linebacker number 52 for the Eagles, and they, and then the ball got intercepted by the safety coming over, who made a great play coming over off of Jalen Waddle, but he grabbed Mostert and pulled him away, But you got to tip your hat to the Eagles. They got one of the most effective plays in football with the tush push. It's hard to stop. It's hard to stop.
Yeah.
It's hard to stop. And real quick, back to that Detroit game that I missed real quick. I'm sorry, but at one point, this is just how bad it was. Total yards at one point was 222 to 6.
Yeah.
That's how bad Detroit played in that game.
Yeah, it was not a pretty deal, man. It was not pretty, man. I tell you what else wasn't pretty, man, was the affair that went on, man, in Tampa Bay, man. Tampa, as young Hoku kicks the Falcons into first place with a last-second field goal, man. It was a 51-yard kick. That Young Wei Koo put through, man. But this is a low-scoring game. It was largely defined by low-scoring chances, lost to turnovers on both teams' behalf, man. Young Wei Koo kicks the 51-yarder, man. But the Buccaneers had tied the game with 45 seconds left on a Chase McLaughlin 33-yard field goal, which was set up by a Baker Mayfield 31-yard scramble. Baker Mayfield got a lot of fight in him, man. Y'all can say what y'all want, man, but I got a lot of love for Baker. But, man, man, those Atlanta Falcons, and I had them the sneaky getting in to the playoffs, man. They might win the damn division.
And Desmond Ridder is playing good. Had 3 turnovers in the red zone early in the game, but when they needed him, drove the team down and got him in field goal range. And I tell you, Young Wei Koo, I remember, in his rookie year, he missed so many kicks. I'm like, this guy ain't gonna make it. But they decided to stick with him. Right. Yeah, and it's paid off. It really has paid off.
Yeah, it really has, man. Hey, man, real quick, Dale Parker, man. Hey, man, everything has changed at the top of, man, my power rankings, man. I've got a lot going on, man. Right now, I still got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They come in at number 5, 5-2, man. Sunshine showing up, showing out, man. Hey, guess brand new team into our top 5. You can't blame me for this one, man. They were on the brink of it last week. They can bust through with flying colors. Got to put the Ravens in there, man. Hey, and coming back, Philly showed up and flexed their muscles, man. Did what they had to do, got the job done. They're in at number 3 this week. The Kansas City Chiefs, they are number 2. And again, until you got to beat the man, the 49ers, they are the man.
Definitely. See no issues, and I have no issues with the top 5 this week at all.
Hey, Del Parker, man, let's go back and look at, man, the games that we picked, man, over the weekend, man, as we look at our college picks, man, which and let me get a good one. This said, man, this is what I want for that. There we go. This is what I want. This one here, man, was hard for me to take, man, because if Riley Leonard doesn't lead this game, man, I think Duke wins this thing, man. And not just cover. I think they freaking win the game, man. This was one that you got right. I got that one wrong, man. I took the 14 points, man. They covered that thing, man, 38-20. But, man, I still see a lot of leaks in that armor, man. And then, which gets me to leaks in the armor, USC and Utah, man. we both hit on this one, boy. Man, you had a good week this week, Dale Parker. You had a damn good week. And then to get into the last one, Ryan Day had the guys ready to go in this one, man. He really had them ready to go. Man, your thoughts real quick on Ohio State, man, and the physicality of the defense of Ohio State in particular.
The defense has really stepped up. And I want to give a shout out to my guy, the defensive back coach, Perry Aliano, who got the defensive back boys playing real well. The defense has really come to understand, in my opinion, they've come to understand that, offensively we've been getting off to slow start. So we got to keep them in the game until they can get that offense rolling. And Marvin Harrison had a great game, once he got going, once quarterback settled down and settled in, and because he made some terrible throws early on in the game. But I'm glad to see, and it's good to see that defense really turn the corner and start to play well and start to shut teams down.
Yeah, it really was, man. Hey, look here, man. Dale Parker, tomorrow is the tip-off of the season, man. We got 5 things we want to let everybody know what to look forward to, man. Let's do our NBA report. All right, Dale Parker, we're going to give the people 5 things that they might want to look for in this upcoming season, man. And, man, I guess we're going to start, man, with the Boston Celtics, man. They add Porzingis, they add Holiday, and the one thing that no one's talking about is Sam Cassell as the top bench assistant coach. I think that is monumental in what the Celtics are trying to get done. Give me your thoughts.
Oh, definitely. Sam brings, a wealth of knowledge, of the game to that bench over there. And being a point guard, he's going to be able to get a Holiday settled in playing, and maybe he can get Jaylen Brown to recognize and realize you can't dribble. And stop trying to dribble between 2 and 3 people. Play your game. Let somebody else dribble. You shoot, you rebound, you attack the rim, but stop trying to dribble between 3 and 4 people. The only thing I'm concerned with is they got to make Porzingis a down low player. And he's never wanted to play down low. He wants to stay on the perimeter.
Not necessarily. I mean, I see a lineup with Horford and let him play down there and put him on the wing.
But they let Williams go.
That's why they're going to have to rely on Horford.
Al's about 62, ain't he?
I thought it was 63, man. I thought, you close. You close. You close. Hey, man, speaking of 62, hey, man, what's the 62nd year? Well, the 21st year. You get what I'm talking about. What's it going to look like for LeBron and the Lakers? Hey,
I think the Lakers going to be right back in there fighting for a championship and vying for a championship. If we can get 50-50, half man, half a season, to play a full season. If we can get 75, if we can get 75 games out of them, they're going to be hard to beat. I think the addition of Christian Wood is really going to make a difference for that team because it gives AD an opportunity to get to the 4 spot and not play the 5. He's never wanted to play the 5. And I think Dallas made a big mistake in letting him go because he just didn't fit the mold of what Jason Kidd wanted last year. I'm glad to have him. I think he's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, they got a lot, man. They added a lot, man. I like what the Lakers have done. Speaking of liking what done, man, I've liked what the Milwaukee Bucks have done, man. They add Damian Lillard. Man, my question now, are they the team to beat in the NBA?
They're at least the team to beat in the East. Because, again, you still got Chris Middleton on that team, and you got Bobby Portis, who's going to bring a lot of tenacity and a lot of fight, and with those other 2 guys, I think they're going to be the team to beat in the East, and we'll see who comes out the West because if Denver repeats, I think it's going to be tough to beat them in the finals because they got that guy that can't jump over a curb, but he sure can get it done.
And there you go, man. And I'm glad you brought them up, man. The thing with them, man, they've done a lot of people have rated them for some of their talent. Man, are they going to be devoid of talent, man? Is it going to be enough to get them over? Because the Ben Browns of the world were the guys that helped them get over the top, man, in tough situations, man. And plus they've got the target on their back, man. So we definitely have to watch that, man. Tell you something else we need to watch, man, is Golden State, man. They're adding Chris Paul, man. And, man, they making me think that they really think that this might actually work.
I think they think it will, because I think what's going to happen is once Draymond is back, CP going to go to the bench, and he's going to come off the bench and not have to play heavy minutes so he can be healthy come the playoff push in the playoff run. But right now, with Draymond being out, they put him in the starting lineup, and moving Steph over to the 2 guard, and then you still got Clay at the 3. Right. And so I think that once Draymond get back, and you can have CP coming off the bench playing a lot with the second unit, he's gonna make a big difference.
Right. Well, the thing is, for them, it's cutting down turnovers, man. They had a lot of turnovers last year. A lot of the younger players turned it over in tough situations. That was a lot the reasoning for bringing them in. When you scratch your head at it first and you think about it, like, James Harden. What the hell is up with James Harden? What Philly gonna do? They can't keep him.
You can't keep him. But the hard thing is that nobody wants him because he's putting himself by continuing to do. He has the same MO everywhere he goes. Yeah. And now people are wondering, as a GM, I would wonder, well, James, you going to come over here, and then once you get unhappy, you're going to do the same thing with me? Right, you're going to do the same thing to me, rather? As you've done it throughout your career. Hey, suck it up. You're on a 1-year deal. Play your 1 year out. See who will pick you up next year, because you'll be a free agent. And going about your business, but you can't.
You had already had goodwill built up, man, by the way that you played throughout the playoffs, even though you didn't have a good. If you just would have just shut the hell up, man, you really would have been. People wouldn't have been looking down at you, man. But it is what I don't want the cancer nowhere near me. Speaking of my team, man, give me realistic expectations for Victor Wembanyama and my beloved San Antonio Spurs.
Steve, I watched him play one preseason game against the Miami Heat, and I told my grandson, this man's going to be a problem.
Oh, you saw that, huh?
Yeah, he's going to be a problem, As long as he can stay healthy, I see him being Rookie of the Year, even actually challenging possibly for an MVP spot, and I can see the Spurs making the playoff because... And I got one question for you, because I asked my grandson the same thing, who's a big basketball guy. And I had to look it up. Who is Vassell?
Devin Vassell. Yeah, man. We got him out of Miami, man. He's a tough-nosed kid, man. We've got really the salary cap is set up well for us to really go out and add a guy if we want to,
That guy can ball.
Yeah,
ball.
Man, that he was the reason that made guys like Dejounte Murray expendable. That's why they traded him and got a boatload of draft picks, man. A lot of draft capital, man. I love what the Spurs are doing, man. We just have to learn how to win, man. We were close last year. Now we've got to learn how to win. I expect we'll probably lose a lot of games that we probably should win. But, man, we're going to win a lot of games that you think we're going to lose. I promise you that, man. Hey, man.
For a playoff spot.
All right. Well, hey, man, the team that we're going to have to climb over, and I think last year I had the Sacramento Kings as my surprise team. This year, it is the Oklahoma City Thunder, man, that I have as my surprise team, man. Man, they're young additions, and that dude right there in your picture, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, along with Josh Giddey, who I don't think gets enough, man, pub. Man, Josh Giddey is a flat-out baller, man. This team, man, oh, my goodness, man. Again, the thing that's going to keep them is their youth. But, man, my gosh, I love, man, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to be a surprise to anybody in the league, because they made the playoff game last year, the play-in tournament last year, and they lost that tournament game. So I don't think they're going to be a surprise to anybody. around the league. But I can see how you can have them as a surprise team, because if you overlook them, they're going to come in and they can stop the world, because Shea averaging 28, 29, 30 points a game, 8, 9 assists, and hey, get the rest of the guy. And I agree with you. Giddey is another guy that was like, who is Giddey? I was saying last year. But as you kept watching him, you knew who he was. The boy can flat out ball.
So, man, hey, man, look here, man. Before I get up out of here, man, I want to remind you guys, man, Keeping It Real Sports now on 3 days a week. Monday, 7 o'clock. Thursday, 7 o'clock. Saturdays, every Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, man. Man, you can, man, tweet the show, man. You can, man, hit us up, man. And I'm give you the number of the Keeping It Real Sports line to where you'll be able to call the show and even text the show. Keeping It Real Sports, man, now on YouTube, man. The Keeping It Real Sports Network. You have to tune into that. Keeping It Real Sports Network. A lot of good things going on there. And if you want to keep up on what's happening with sports and how, man, our polls and things like that, we keep all of that on our Keeping It Real Sports channel on Facebook. So, man, it's a lot of ways, man, you can plug in and catch up with us, man. For Dale Parker, man, I'm the Real Sports Guy, Steve Taylor, man. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you tell a friend to bring a friend. Man, we do this, man, 3 times a week now. 3 times. 3 times? Yeah, 3 times. So I'll see you Thursday, where I'm going to give you this week's college football poll. A lot of changes. Got all of that coming up, man. See you next time.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the Real Sports Guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA.